Welcome to 5 Pints In, the show where we're literally 5 pints in. Cheers, guys.
Struggle there.
Yeah, that didn't.
Was that already open?
Yeah.
So
Turn to put the lid back on.
So we're back here with Jack Grealish's number one fan.
Gambles.
You guys know the drill. He's wearing the shirt because he lost the predictor, and he loves Jack Grealish, and that's about it. I'm
on. Oh, the people watching this have seen more of Jack Grealish than the Aston Villa fans have lately.
Yeah, I saw him at the City game talking to Gareth Southgate, probably begging for a spot in the squad for Euros, and he didn't even fall down the stairs. It's kind of crazy. But
was you hoping?
What's that?
Was you hoping he would?
No, but I just expected he would. But yeah, I don't know how to start this because we there's been a lot going on this week, and we could have. If we would have recorded on Monday, we would have been in the middle of the shit. Now it's kind of settled, but we're talking about the European Super League. So everyone's had their take on it. I think, we've spoken about it a little bit, but I just want to run through the timeline of basically what happened. So it came out earlier this week that this European Super League was breaking away, right? 12 founder clubs were going to break into this Super League with 6 English...
Let's get it right. It fucking sneakily came out.
Yeah, sneakily came out.
The scumbags did it all behind everyone's back.
Yeah, so
people in their own clubs.
Yeah, I mean, basically, in England, Liverpool, Man United, City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, and then you had Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Inter, AC Milan, and some other clubs there. They all wanted to break away. I think they thought it was going to be all fine and dandy and they'd be able to break into this and still play in their respective leagues. That's what I initially thought.
Well, that's what secrecy was about.
That's fine.
Well, it's not.
It's not fine, but like,
it's not. I think there was more. There was more to it than initially came out, and I think they could expect to. I think they expected to let it fly under the radar, and they tried to present it as this big magical thing. But honestly, I think everyone's saying how good a feat it is, and it's good that the players came out, and it's good that Pep came out, and Klopp and Solskjaer were kind of put under the thrown into the deep end by.
Right, there's no excuses. Pep coming out and Klopp coming out. There's no excuses, mate. Look, where are they looking at to point the finger and to blame people? At the end of the day, I honestly believe that if it had been forced upon them, they'd have had to go with it. Klopp and Pep and the managers and all that. The thing for me is it stinks of American businessmen.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. There's 3 clubs involved, the 3 of the 6 English, that have American owners.
Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool.
There's an arrogance about them, mate, that they think money can buy you anything. I've seen it here firsthand.
Yeah.
I've lived here. I know the way business works here. Money is the king of everything, and greed, and there's other things, other shit going on in the world that you can relate it to. The rich think they can get away with everything, and it's bollocks, mate. It's like I said. I look at John Henry now, and is it Kroenke at Arsenal?
Yeah.
And who's the other one?
Werner from Liverpool, isn't it?
No, the Glazers.
Oh, the Glazers, yeah.
The Glazers,
yeah.
Right? Who apparently were heading the thing.
Yeah.
There's that arrogance and ignorance that they think we can come into this country, get a part of it by becoming owners, and then try and run the fucking show.
Yeah.
Something that's over 100 years old, the best and biggest sport in the world. It stinks of the MLS, mate, the way the MLS was run. All these years ago, like 20 years ago when I had my fallout with them. Single entity, no relegation, you don't have to earn it. And if things are going shit, you pick the franchise up and you move it to a different state and you start it as something else. It's all bollocks, mate.
Yeah.
And I can't stress it enough. me just becoming an American as well. My people.
Yeah.
My people. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, you pledged allegiance, so now you're fucked as well. But
also, the fella at AC Milan, the fella called Ivan Gazidis, who was part of Arsenal, who was part of the MLS back in the day. You know, they're everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
They think they can sneak in, do things behind your back, and fucking get away with it.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? They're talking about. They've found out though, haven't they, what English football's about?
Yeah.
And now they've gone fucking walking backwards faster than fucking Michael Jackson doing a moonwalk.
Yeah.
I don't know the expletives to use, like fucking more reverse gears than the Italian tanks in the Second World War.
Yeah, I saw comparisons there because everyone thought Italy were going to be the first to switch over. I read a quote in The Economist that said the Americans are looking at the English and European leagues and laughing and saying, why would you have the insecurity of relegation when you could just close it off? And you know. Yeah, which is, I mean, that's looking at it as a pure business. I mean, so it reminds me too of, I mean, the banks here in 2008 were too big to fail. So they wanted to make the clubs too big to fail, you know, and it just,
taking sport out of sport.
Yeah.
It's taking competition out of the sport itself, which is what it's all about.
Yeah. But that's why the MLS is so shit, isn't it? Like, couldn't they?
Well, look, it is. It's dog shit. There's no other words to describe it, mate.
Yeah.
It's second-rate sport.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, football has been fucking eroding from the inside for the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Who's surprised? That's what got me more than anything. People were surprised that this happened. You know what? I have a saying about many things in life. Who left the fucking door open? You want them to come in, you want them to bring the money in, you've let them in.
Yeah.
You've let these snakes come in, right? And now you're finding out what they're really like, and you're surprised. Really? I'm not shocked at all. And there's a lot of things about it, mate, you know. Like I say, it's been eroding. When we look at the game itself, how fucking backward it's gone. You know, when I say, and I've said it on the podcast before, open the doors, who left the doors open, you know? I nearly went into who let the dogs out then.
I was thinking that.
But, you know, we've said it about other things, you know. I don't want to go back into it because I'll turn up a few more stones. But look, referees are scratching each other's backs and fucking killing the game.
Yeah.
They're making decisions that decide games. The players themselves, that's what made me laugh, and nobody's brought it up yet. You know what? T-shirts, it's about the fans. Is it about the fans when you're cheating and falling down?
Yeah.
Is that about the fans? How dare you say it's about the fans when you're fucking the game up from the inside? The players.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised when the fucking snakes at the top came out. Because there's cheats and liars within the game. It's all about the fans. The fans own the clubs. Really. Because they're there for life. Yeah. Owners, coaches, managers, players. You're there for a certain length of time. It's not your club. They let you in. The fans let you into their club. And the biggest thing for me, I don't want to take over the show, mate, but the biggest thing for me, the Germans didn't come in. You know why? Because they've made it so their part's owned by their supporters.
Yeah, they need a 51% vote on it, don't they?
Now, I've seen things happening now and people talking about what should the punishment be. Really? I've had maybe 3 or 4 days to think about it. Now, the 6 fucking scumbags, and our club is one of them, you know, I can partly understand Arsenal, Tottenham, because they're shite and they're going to miss out anyway. They're jumping on the bandwagon because they don't want to miss the train. How are they the big 6 anymore? How is Chelsea big 6 anymore?
Wait, what?
How is Chelsea big 6 anymore? You know, the likes of West Ham and Leicester have infiltrated. Wolves did it last year. They've infiltrated.
But you need to stay there for consecutive years to be part. Like you can't say Chelsea are anything but third.
No, man, you need to be rich enough. You need to be rich enough to get in. That's what it is. because Tottenham haven't stayed there.
Not really. No, if you're in the top 4 or 5 for consecutive years, you know.
No,
I mean, I'm just talking about the Premier League.
The Big Six will never change because it is money related.
I can see why Tottenham, Arsenal, because of the insecurity that we're not going to get in the Champions League.
I don't see.
Chelsea, Man United have struggled for a number of years now, haven't they? They've never been sure. They've never been certain for a number of years.
Yeah.
Right? Liverpool.
They've also both won the Champions League.
Yeah, okay.
But you're talking historic.
All of a sudden,
not that far ago.
Yeah, but we're talking about an issue right now, and you're comparing 9 years ago is a long time.
Chelsea have been the way they've always been.
You know what I don't understand? Why Man City? They're the only club who don't need it.
Yeah.
Why would they do it?
Because it's Man City are arguably the best team in the world. So if you were to prove, obviously Bayern Munich not being in there, but if you were to prove, it's like that fucking thing they did after the Champions League, where Klopp played Villa in the FA Cup quarterfinal something to go play some fucking made up cup
in Brazil.
Oh, merging the Champions League and
it was like the Club World Cup, wasn't it? Yeah.
The World
FIFA,
World Cup.
Yeah.
The club, yeah. Something stupid like that, and
see, but it gets me, and you know what? People are talking about punishment now, and they're saying, who do you punish? If you punish the club, you're punishing the fans. Now wait, these owners or CEOs or whatever they are have put a shitty-arsed apology out because they got caught. You know what I mean? They got caught. You know what they are, the owners? You know what it reminded me of? When the demonstrations were going on in this country, and then you've got fucking looters jumping in, smashing the shops and stealing shit.
Yeah.
Because everybody's eyes were on the demonstrations. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Them fucking owners, they're the looters. Because we've got the Black Lives Matter going on. We've got a fucking world pandemic where there's no fans at the game, and they think everybody's occupied. So we'll sneak this little fucking thing in, like they were going stealing all the shit. They were stealing all the gold. That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
They're snakes, every one of them. Fucking snakes. And when they say, apologise to the fans, really? You can never apologise to the fans for what you've done. They'll never accept it. You know what you should do as way of an apology? Them 6 clubs, this is what I'm thinking you should do. Them 6 clubs, let's do what the Germans do and make their fans part owners.
Yeah.
Right? That's an apology to their own fans. What about the apology to the other 14 clubs in the Premier League? Right? You know what should happen? I'll tell you what. City, Chelsea still in the Champions League. United, Arsenal still in the Europa League. Let them go and win it. Fine. But don't let them qualify next year. Even if they win it, don't let them qualify. If United or Arsenal win the Europa League, don't let them qualify for the Champions League. Ban the 6 of them and start them all in the Premier League 20 points behind. Take 20 points off all of them. Minus. And if they still qualify the following year, being 20 points minus, fine.
They're talking about doing that.
That's relegating Arsenal right there.
Yeah, they're talking about doing that to the clubs that are still in. There's 3 clubs still in the Super League right now. It is Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus. As of the last time I looked, this could have changed by the time people are listening to this. They're talking about banning them from the Champions League next year. So if they're the ones still in, and that's the punishment, they're not. I agree with you. I mean, you know.
What do they have in common, mate?
I'm just saying, if that's
what do they have in common now? Them 3 clubs, they've all fallen off the fucking radar.
Yeah,
no,
haven't they? They've all gone backwards. That's why they want something else. They've all gone backwards because they fear the future.
Well, look, Juventus have messed up the Italian league.
Yeah,
for the past.
I don't see
like they buy they Serie A used to be such a good league to follow and to watch. It's been awful. I know it's different this season. I don't think Juventus are top, but
like I've said about Arsenal and Tottenham and Liverpool, Man United or whatever, seeing a demise and having fear, it's the same with AC Milan and Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Because they've had nothing. They haven't won the league. Juve won it for the last, 8-9 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I can understand Juve wanting better competition. I can understand City sort of wanting better competition. But for what? What's wrong with the Champions League? They made the excuse that they weren't happy with the format of the Champions League. That's why they started this.
Yeah.
Bullshit. It was all money. It's all greed. It's bollocks, mate. Honestly, I'm telling you, deduct them all. City as well. Deduct them all 20. If you look at it now, if you were to take 20 points off everybody, Tottenham, Arsenal and Liverpool would more or less be fighting a relegation battle right now.
I know, that's why you can't do that.
Well, you can do that.
You can't.
And you should do that.
You can ban him. You can ban him having transfers for like 4 years or something. But you can't.
Should the players suffer? The fans would suffer then. You know, if that knocked Arsenal.
It's not the players' fault, but don't get me wrong. The players would have gone and done it.
Look, if Arsenal,
all they would have done was dangle a bigger incentive.
No, they wouldn't. Well, here's the thing: they would have been banned from their international clubs completely. So I mean, with those clubs,
okay, everybody's an international, so it would have affected them. Everybody's an international now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it would have affected the players. Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, you know, and also playing in the Champions League. Like I saw something stupid. Like Real Madrid were going to transfer They were all going to transfer their Champions League trophies into the Super League. So Real Madrid were starting with 13 Super League trophies, even though it wasn't a thing yet. And, like, so these players, though, they want to... I mean, you know, who knows about the timeline of the quotes and stuff, but De Bruyne came out with one. I know there was a few Man United players that came out with some quotes saying, you know, they dreamt of playing in the Champions League or winning the Champions League and all this. It's just got that prestige with... I might be wrong here. I might be completely off with gauging this. I think Pep would have left City if this went through. I might be wrong.
Look, it's a hypothetical argument, isn't it? I mean, Pep came out and said the right things. Klopp came out and said the right things.
I think especially Klopp and Solskjaer and Klopp were put under the spot. They basically came out as Man United were playing. You know, this news broke, and they supposedly hadn't been told anything. I honestly can't believe they knew nothing about it. I can believe that they didn't know it was coming out when it came out. But with how
with
how disconnected the management and the corporate side of things are today,
that's what I'm saying. The arrogance of it all, mate, with these owners, they don't care about anybody else.
No, there's no way the managers didn't know a little bit about it.
No, they've got to know something.
But, okay, then would you go as far to say
in the past,
as the players?
They couldn't have just formulated this over the weekend.
No, I understand.
It's been going for a while.
Well,
The timing of the announcement and the signings, everybody signed the agreement without the knowledge of their managers and their players.
Right.
But they would have known that it was on the cards.
Well, yeah, a year ago, Klopp was saying we can't have this Super League. This Super League it's not out of nowhere. It was talked about last year and the season before. And I'm only guessing the pandemic slowed it down from coming out. I think we would have seen this last season, if not. But you
know what disgusts me as well? It disgusts me. Obviously, I feel a lot about it because I've been part of the English football, right? And it's tradition, and I've sweat blood, and I fucking wake up in agony with me dodgy knees every morning because we helped progress this game, and players before me and before them and players after me, we helped progress this game. And these people, they can fucking think they can walk in from a different country, because most of them are from different countries, and fucking take over it, you know, without a thought of what it's taken to get to this point in football. All the people that have suffered and fucking gave their all and gave everything. These people who have worked, I mean, I'm talking for 100 years, worked to go over weekend and put their fucking hard-earned cash into this game to make it become what it's become. You imagine how many people it's affected, how many people's lives. People live for it, and these people don't understand what it's about. They come from everywhere else and just don't fucking have a feeling or a forethought for the people that created it and got it to where it is, and the suffering that it's taken to get it to where it is. They think because they've got cash, they can walk in and fucking just take over. It stinks, mate. Honestly.
Do you think if Any of the other 14 clubs, though, were in this situation, they would have done the same thing.
Look, there's carrots being dangled. I think some of them, the likes of Arsenal and Tottenham, so, if I don't get on the train, I'm going to miss it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'd have been fucked, left in the doldrums. But that's where they are anyway.
Yeah.
This is what scares them. They know what they are today. Tottenham's a fucking mess. Arsenal's a mess. An absolute mess. United's fucking not United, is it? They're sitting second in the league, but so what? They've had years of fucking turmoil now.
Yeah.
And look, them owners don't care. It's business to them. It's just business. There's no feeling. There was no feeling in the apologies, was there?
No, the only English club that actually apologized off the bat was Arsenal. The rest of them just said we're pulling out. And then I got an email from Man City, and I'm sure the other clubs sent emails out and stuff like that. But the only English club that, not that it was right, but it was kind of like, I don't know. It was like, are they buying time to come up with an excuse? Is it,
There's no way out for them, mate.
Yeah.
No way out. But like everything else, it will just be fucking brushed under the carpet in time.
Do you separate the club from the, how do you realistically punish them without hurting the fans? 20 points deduction right now I would put my money on Arsenal being relegated because of how bad they are. Tottenham would be okay. I mean, they'd be 7.
How can you treat one club differently than the others?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you deducted if you gave all the teams
fit
20
a punishment
points.
that's like automatic.
No, I'm saying have them start next season on minus 20.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying if you gauged it now in this season's league without 20 points, let's look to next season. They would be fighting relegation, and you know what? That'll be the biggest punishment. You know what? If they start minus 20 and they can't get out of relegation, fuck them down to the championship and let them see, because them championship sides as well. So what about the 3 who's going down? What do you think they're going to say?
Well, that's
right?
just
What about the ones coming up? They have no say.
No, the 3.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you now. Like, so what if you go down? Then come back up.
So what if you go down? That's punishment enough, innit?
Yeah.
Take away their parachute payment.
Yeah, because you can't exactly.
Let me hold on. Let me go back probably 50 episodes. Quoting you, and I'm just asking, right? Relegation kills careers for players. Right?
Yeah.
I remember you saying that second, third episode we ever did. So is it on the players really though, or can they not just? I just think there's something else. I think maybe start them off minus 10 and do other stuff.
Like players get relegated every season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but that's usually on the players, isn't it? And the players who didn't deserve to get relegated get bought. But you're telling me
Jordy, these players are millionaires, mate.
Yeah.
You're talking about the so-called top 6. You're talking about the so-called top 6. You think they can't afford? They can't afford to carry on paying them, keep their good players, carry on paying them, and come straight back.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Not maybe. They've got to be punished, mate.
Yeah, but you're not. The punishment isn't. The punishment there isn't going to the right people. If you're trying to punish the executives who did this, that doesn't. If they're not going to let go of any of those players or lose any of those players, what are they going to really lose from that?
Well, they're going to get asked to leave the club. They're
not going to get asked. Well,
if they've got the money. If they stop paying the players, which would be pretty much the only concern for most of them, because like any of those top 6, any of them are 10 times better than any championship team.
Right.
So even if you have the most dog shit season, get relegated, even with that 20 points, you'll still win the championship and still have a great next season. The only thing is if you just get paid as much. Yeah, it's going to take a year out of your life, but it is what it is. It's not the worst thing. That sounds like the most reasonable punishment.
Okay, now is that fair? And I don't know the answer. I'm not like...
I'm not saying relegate them.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
let them start at the bottom.
Okay, but
points.
realistically,
If they survive, they survive. If
And
they
it
don't,
shakes up. It shakes up
here's
the
the thing,
Premier
though.
League.
Here's the thing.
It needs-
Let's say they do. Let's say 3 of those teams get relegated from that point start. Is that fair to the teams that would have come up from the Championship if these better teams weren't down? You know what I mean? Like,
no, because the whole thing's a competition. The whole
Jordy, it's
thing.
the same thing.
If a better team gets relegated, like it's the same thing. How Norwich keeps.
You're
coming
telling
up,
me,
how-
like, let's say Arsenal, Tottenham, and Liverpool went down into the Championship, right? Like, let's just say
They gotta have a bad
minus
season
20
first.
points.
I know.
The minus 20 points. What I'm saying is the minus 20. They can still survive. They can still stay up. Minus 20 points.
You minus-
would still be challenging for Champions League.
You minus 20 points from Arsenal right now, they're relegated. So I'm just saying, if Arsenal,
They're in a fight with 6 games left.
they're not getting out, they'd be 7 points from
And plus,
safety.
this is also not considering that they have to dig themselves out of a ditch originally.
So I'm just saying, is there not a team in the Championship that's going to say, wait a second,
Jody, if they started next season minus 20 and they won most of their games, they're not getting relegated. They just may not qualify for the Champions League. They're going to end up mid-table.
they're mid-table now without the minus 20.
Well, what I'm saying, mate, there's got to be a punishment.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. There's got to be a punishment.
Probably what I'm saying is probably the lightest punishment. And you're talking about get them out right now.
It's
relegate them all right now.
They're not going to do that because, I mean, first of all, the Premier League would lose viewers because that's where all the viewers come from, those 6 teams. Look, I think the punishment needs to go to the people behind this. I think they should have to sell part of their club or sell part of their ownership or...
Yeah, but how do you apologise to the other 14 clubs? How do you apologise to the
more
rest
money?
of England?
Well,
That's not a punishment.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how...
Every bit they sell will make a profit.
The team
How's
has
that
to be
punishment?
punished, though. That's the thing.
But you're only punishing the players, the manager, and the fans by relegating. Because how does that possibly punish?
This is what you get for giving too much power to that.
Let them sell part of it to the fans.
That's part of that. That could be what I'm saying.
But how does that solve the other? How does that solve apologising to the rest of England?
No, that's what I'm saying, Con. Minus 20 points the next season.
Yeah,
that's the apology to the rest of them. So it gives all of them other 14 teams a chance to make the Champions League and make more cash. And finish higher in the league and make more cash.
And also, if a better team does go down into the Championship, all those Championship teams now have a showcase to put on in front of a good team, which they wouldn't have got before. All those teams pray to play the big teams in the FA Cup and that, you know.
From what I've seen, the punishment that's probably going to happen, these executives are going to be kicked off certain Premier League boards, which means they don't have as much say. Which means an executive from Newcastle or Palace or Wolves
be sitting on their yacht and by their island, smoking a big fat cigar.
What do you want to do? Sink the yacht? I mean, like, I'm just saying. Yeah, but you're not going to take all their money away. That's not going to happen. If they start off with 20 points less, they're not
Jordy,
missing out on any
I'm telling
money.
you right now. I'm telling you right now.
Not really.
I'm telling you right.
Yeah.
20 points less.
Listen,
you don't make it into the Champions League. That's so much money you're not getting.
Yeah, but you could just
You can just what?
I mean, you could like fine them as much as they would make.
Listen. If you do what I'm saying. And punish the club in that sense, minus 20 points, these people wouldn't show the face around again. They'd have to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have to leave.
Or they would have to double down.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, the 20-point thing. But, I mean...
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would make them sell part of their club, part of their stuff, to the fans themselves.
That makes
sense.
Fans
can sit on the board and the fans can have a say because you can never trust them again.
Yeah.
You never trust them for this not to happen again in the future when they've got their shit together a bit better than they have this time and when they've got a few more snakes in the basket.
Well, personally...
It's going to be big enough for them to go and do it.
Yeah.
Because this is just a warning.
But this is a warning. That would also prevent this from happening again. I personally think if the German clubs weren't part owned by the fans, they would have joined in as well. I think they've taken the bright side. Yeah, but I mean, come on.
I mean, it's just another thing for Bayern Munich to win, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just
like Bayern Munich would be the best team in that by far because they're the most consistent. You and City and Bayern Munich obviously be the two best teams in there, but City are too inconsistent and Bayern Munich are too consistent. They would be winning it every year.
I mean, I'm saying, look, I think we've been built up to this.
Yeah, I know, but
I think we've been built up to this. Look, since we've been doing this podcast, when the VAR came in and we laughed and fucking hated it and we said how shit it is and what it's doing to the game, and then we've talked about the players all the time, what they're doing to the game, which just like they are on the field when they ignore the cameras that see them doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've thought if we wear a fucking t-shirt now, we'll take the attention away from that, and we'll stick up for the fans, and everything's okay. Like we don't fucking know, you know what I mean? Then you've got these fucking snakes now. Of course they're going to be like that. It's the way the game's gone. There's no integrity right the way through the game anymore. It's gone. So this is no surprise, and it fucking angers me. Like you wouldn't believe.
Look, I'm not disagreeing. I think, honestly, if they said kick the 3 teams out of the Champions League for it and hand it to PSG or whatever, right now.
Tarnishes for PSG.
Well,
let them finish it.
It's like...
Don't let them come back next season no matter what.
Yeah.
One season. You know,
I see that. Ban them all from the champion from Europe for a season, even if they win it, whatever.
I'm just happy that FIFA and UEFA stood up.
Yeah,
stood up, and the way the fans reacted.
How do you ban all them from the Champions League and just let Bayern Munich win it again?
Well, PSG would be in it, and PSG just knocked out Bayern Munich, but barely. Maybe that's why they won't ban them all, because that take away because at the end of the day UEFA is going to lose money if they lose viewers. It's not easy, is it?
I don't believe it will lose viewers. I don't believe it will.
100%. Yeah,
you take out all those teams
who are
from
biggest,
the Champions League.
Yeah.
If you put them in the Europa League, Europa League would have more viewers than the Champions League.
Who do you think are watching these games? It's
no,
not
you don't
neutral
have to play
people.
No, I know. I'm just saying, for example, if the viewers go where those teams go, that's the tough part of this whole call.
Look, it's still going to be exciting, mate. You're still going to be excited at the prospect of them.
As a football fan, yeah, but then
20 points behind, they've got to go and win every game. It's still going to be exciting. It's just going to be in a different format. You're going to have different teams sitting at the top of the league. Yeah. You're going to have the likes of Leicester and West Ham, Everton.
I mean, look, I'm not like arguing against. I still truly believe if City started 20 points behind, we'd win the league. Like I truly believe that. If all the other teams starting 20 points behind as well.
Well, not last season they wouldn't, mate.
Think about all the other teams. If you deducted 20 points from all the other teams last season,
I think it'd make it more interesting.
Well, last season they didn't. Yeah.
I think it would create better football.
Yeah. I just look, as a punishment sense, I was trying to find what may suit, what may fit, because money doesn't fucking matter. So you know what? Yeah, you are hurting the fans, and I think you should hurt the fans. Otherwise, these shitty apologies don't mean nothing.
Yeah, but does that really...
When you feel how much you've hurt your own supporters, it's the only way there's going to be fucking retribution.
How much does starting 20 points behind hurt, the executives at City, Chelsea, United,
Massive.
Liverpool?
Because of the way the fans are going to react to them for making it happen.
Yeah, I mean...
That's what's going to... The only thing that's going to hurt them is the reaction of the fans. So you have to punish them in that sense. You really do. Them getting relegated, them people, if they don't claw themselves out early doors, they will end up resigning.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. They'll have nowhere to go.
Well, no, but it's higher up than resigning. They'll have to sell their part. We're talking higher up than just the positions. I know Ed Woodward resigned, but
every single person with that amount of money on this planet is looking to buy.
Yeah,
Jordy, then it's them. It's
not
ridden them from their position.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying it's not as easy as a resignation. It's a sale. But they should have to sell part of the club to the fans as a collective on the cheap. Like there should be a set limit. You know, you could do it with stock prices. You can limit the price of a stock and halt trading on it. You know, all this bullshit too about how Man United and Juventus are publicly traded companies. They couldn't announce they could announce Woodward was leaving Man United until the New York Stock Exchange closed at 4 p.m. Because it's all about money. Again, just back to money, you know? But
it's never been away from money.
No, I know, but I'm just saying this is what money does to things. It's what popularity, money follows the popularity, doesn't it? And then the scumbags follow the money. And I just don't understand how we're not going to end up in a situation where the Super League exists in a different form. Like UEFA, like in the Champions League. I've had this on my notes for a while now. The Champions League are reformatting. They're going to have two teams that qualify based on their based on their history in the competition. So let's say Man United or whoever don't qualify, they could somehow qualify through their history. That has nothing to do with the current players, nothing to do with, you know, anything. So
the game's a fucking mess anyway, you know.
I think in one way or another, these clubs are going to get, you know, this money is going to go somewhere. What was it, 130 billion or something crazy like that? Or it was probably more than that actually in the end of it. But that money is going to go somewhere. JP Morgan was investing all this money.
Reformat the Champions League then.
Yeah. But
I don't see what's wrong with it right now, but you know what? They're trying to find ways to get more teams in it. So now it's going to end up like the Euros, where you've got the fucking San Marinos of this world playing and games.
I'm fine with that because like the German league, like the Spanish league, like the Italian league, obviously the Premier League, there is a lot better teams than what is like the standard of the Champions League sometimes. Like Leicester will go out and dominate some of the teams in the Champions League if it was a fair playing ground.
If they do it the right way, though, we're talking lower than Leicester, I think. If we do it the right way, it should be it should be tiered. So like the smaller teams, you know, like they do in the FA Cup, you know.
You break up.
Why though? It's called the Champions League. It should only have been the way it started. The champions of each league. Yeah. And went to 2 and 3 and 4. It's been expanding anyway, you know. And now all of a sudden they're trying to say, oh well, some of the games don't generate revenue and
that's the thing.
How far are they going to go back? Are they going to say top 10 eventually? Which is bullshit. You might as well have this Super League again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying the Super League's gonna exist. It's gonna exist in one way or another. You know.
At some point, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But if these fucking snakes that are organising it are forced out, then it's going to be a longer time before it does again.
They'll shed their skin and come back a new snake.
Well, how long does that take?
Yeah.
But see, I would actually, on another note, I would actually like how the FA Cup is, kinda like if there was an FA Cup to the Champions League, where it was like literally every team throughout all those countries were to play each other, and it wasn't just how you finished in your league that previous season. It was literally
every single team.
That's watering it down, O'Con, isn't it? It's supposed to be.
I'm just saying it's the FA Cup or the Champions League, isn't it?
Right, it's called Champions League for a reason.
Yeah.
Because the champions of every league.
Well, yeah. Well, then this can be the champions team.
You can't add more games.
Cup. It could be the Champions Cup.
You can't add more games. We were just talking.
I know. I'm just saying, like, ideally, if you do want to get like this whole like instead of breaking it off into two systems, if you do want to get the likes of, you know, fucking Leicester playing Bayern Munich and Leicester beating them, you know that.
Well, then Leicester have to earn it. That's the beauty of.
Well, they would earn it through that competition.
They could earn it into next season if they get paired with them.
But that's the thing. Same thing. Like the Champions League is so short and.
Yeah, but you're saying that the players are complaining about too many games.
No, I know that. I'm saying in an ideal, like, if you could, because this would be way too many.
I think
games.
You'd end up with another Nations League type sort of.
I don't see what's wrong with it right now.
Yeah.
I don't see what's wrong with it right now.
No,
I agree, but I'm just
saying if you did,
they're changing it in. I had the notes here. 2024. I think the new system kicks in with all that, and it's. I mean, there's a whole lot to it. They're changing the group formatting. They're changing it into. Initially, there's 10 team groups. It's the Super League.
Take West Ham as an example in this season. You know, it's been a strange year, obviously, but the buzz and the excitement about this and how long it's lasted and carried on, even if it falls short at the end, what that's done for West Ham fans over the year, over the season, you can't buy that. You can't replicate it.
No.
And I'm sure they prefer that and feeling like that than saying, oh yeah, they're going to get in because it's top 10 or it's like an FA Cup format. You're going to lose that. You're going to lose the spirit of competition if you open it to everybody. It's the Champions League for a reason, because it's supposed to be the best of every country, every league coming together. Now you are going to get weaker countries. We can't help that. You would get somebody who finished 10th in the Premier League beating one of the Champions League qualifiers from many other countries.
Yeah.
But that's not the point of it. You're in this league for a reason. You're in this league, you get paid the big money for being in this league. So it's going to be harder for you to qualify for this Champions League because you're in the best league.
Yeah, you could easily go to one of those teams.
Yeah, but they've adhered to that anyway by giving us 4 or 5 more spots than these lesser countries, which is fine. So then countries are still getting represented.
Yeah.
But obviously only by the people who win. So they've juggled and adjusted it as it is anyway. And I don't see what's wrong with it. I really don't.
I think everybody in some way loves the fact that West Ham's able to do what they're able to do, because it means that every team below West Ham, their fans see it as I'm imagining, I could just be talking shit right now, but it's a glimmer of hope, isn't it, for the Wolves, for the Evertons, for the, I mean.
Well, when you look, there's teams down the bottom. You look at your Palace and your Newcastle, who for years have been a similar club to West Ham. You know what I mean? West Ham haven't gone out and bought this.
Right.
They've done it on a shoestring, really, with good management, and getting the most out of your players. Yeah. Obviously. Well, mate, they've had seasons where there's been no luck also. These other clubs are in that same position that it could happen to them.
Yeah.
Look at your Evertons. Even Villa this season.
Wolves, your favourite.
Season. Leeds. Couldn't you see them doing it?
Yeah.
A year, 2 years.
I could see it. They're sitting 10th right now. I mean, the way they play football as well.
But it's not given to you. Like the MLS is, like the fucking sports over in this country.
Yeah.
Which is shambles,
Yeah, I mean, you said it in the beginning, it would have literally been the MLS in Europe. They just had the opening weekend of the MLS last weekend, and Phil Neville, the new manager of Inter Miami's on there saying their opening game against LA Galaxy, they're the two most historical clubs the two most famous clubs in the MLS. Inter Miami just started. Like, they literally don't have any history. And I mean, LA Galaxy have history here, but like, it doesn't mean shit. I couldn't care. I'm a football fan. I didn't
even see any of it, mate. I wouldn't even.
I mean, I had friends. The Orlando City Stadium's a couple miles down the road. I couldn't give a shit. I just couldn't. Because it doesn't. There's no competition. Orlando City have finished last in their conference multiple times in the last few years, and they're still there. There's no punishment. There's no excitement of going up, coming down, like going down, coming up.
Who's the best marketers? That'll be the biggest club. That'll be the biggest brand.
Yeah.
Best marketers.
Well, LA Galaxy.
Nothing to do with football.
Right.
Nothing to do with football at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Well, and that's what they were looking. That's what they were looking to make.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to buy into it because they throw the dollars in your face.
Yeah.
Pounds or whatever it would have been.
I have friends who went to the game and they said they didn't recognize half the players because every year it switches around because the money the money kind of throws the players up in the air. They have these salary caps that they wanted to do in the Super League, so that would have spread the players out. They could only have they only have 3 designated players over here.
I'm interested what would have happened if it had happened. What would have happened with the players if it had happened? Who would have chose if FIFA and UEFA would have put the ban on them playing international games? How many players? Because you know what, some of them don't give a shit. Some of them, it is about the money. Yeah. When they're saying, "Oh no, it's about the game, it's about the fans." Was it about the game and the fans when fucking Bale was supposed to leave Real Madrid, or was he prepared to sit on the sides? Was it about that when Ozil for fucking 2 years sat on his arse at Arsenal? Was it about the fans? Was it? What about Sanchez when he went to United instead of City for an extra 50 grand?
Yeah.
350 instead of 300.
Or just leaving Arsenal.
Or any player who's gone to China. That's what this would have been.
Look, Arnautovic from West Ham, was that about fans? They're full of shit, mate.
Yeah.
It's all about the money. Trust me. All about the money. And they're all fucking rich now anyway. They wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say it neither. They wouldn't give a shit. They're all okay. They're all fine. Not a fucking care in the world.
I mean, there is probably half of them though that would have,
of course,
stayed or
of course,
of course, not stayed. But then again, if you look at it, would the other 14 teams had survived, and would the Premier League still be? They would.
You would have had civil war in every one of them clubs.
Yeah.
In the dressing rooms, you would have had civil war because you would have had some of them that were okay with it.
Yeah.
And then you would have had I think the minority that would have stood up against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the better clubs, the people that would stand up for it would be the main people. You think I don't see Van Dijk, Henderson, putting up with it, and who's not going to follow them in the Liverpool team other than Salah?
Well,
yeah, or Salah.
I think it would have done England a favour because then we'd have had a recognised team. You would have known who was playing every time we had an international.
Yeah, but they would have been. Who would it have been? I mean, Ollie Watkins would have been starting up front. Tell
you what, mate, I wouldn't have cared.
It would have been. I think it would have been the death of football. I mean,
that's how much I care about watching England anyway. Right now, everybody's a fucking international. Well, everybody can play.
Can we?
It's a whole new team every game that we play.
Can we talk about Jude Bellingham for a second, though?
Who?
Jude Bellingham.
For Dortmund, the 17-year-old.
For Dortmund, the one who scored and he did score in the first game as well, but it was disallowed.
He looked better in the second game for me.
Sorry?
He looked better in the second game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when they had the ball a little bit more, but
I wasn't sure about him when he played for England, mate. I wasn't sure, but
he definitely looks.
He proved himself, mate, to me.
He's the one who Birmingham retired his number when he went to Dortmund, isn't he?
Yeah, no, not enough bollocks, but
yeah.
Well,
see,
fair play.
You can't blame him.
17 years old, playing for Dortmund. 17 years old.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. But doesn't mean he deserves an England cap.
No, but I mean,
does it?
It does, considering the players that we have.
But he got the cap before.
I know. Yeah,
I know what he's been doing, and
But that's the thing. You can't blame him for the over, people overhyping him or anything. But he looks so promising though, and I don't want to say that, but I just saw a list of all our Mason Mount, Henderson, obviously Rice and Foden, but
it just adds to me what I said earlier about the way the game's gone. I'm not having everybody who's English should have an international cap.
No, me neither. Me neither, but
it takes away the pride and what it feels like to earn it.
100%.
No different to this Super League.
Yeah.
Earning it.
Yeah.
You have to earn everything.
See that I think going and doing that against City in 2 legs, standing out against City and who were a dominant City. They weren't at their best, but they shut down a pretty decent Dortmund side with an unstoppable force of Haaland, and Dortmund have a really good team, you know, and they play great football. And Jude Bellingham still, like, I think just those 2 performances alone deserves an England cap all day. And then
he should stay there for quite a while. He should stay at Dortmund, a good club like that. That's going to bring him through the right way.
Yeah, but he'll end up at Bayern in 2 years.
Good. That's just as well. Just don't come here.
Well, I mean, talking about money and football and how the German clubs were the angels of this thing. Like, it's everywhere. The money has already corrupted everything everywhere.
But the system has stopped them doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe that was fan power because
that's what I'm saying.
The system where they own the clubs.
The Germans seem always.
Maybe the rest of the world should look at that. Maybe everybody should look at that.
I think that's the solution.
They were also the first to come back for football as well.
Yeah,
I think they always have it.
But I think the fan ownership, fan ownership, is the solution here because it would.
I think that's the goal, mate. Yeah.
It would stop it in its tracks next time. But you know what? Maybe not even sell. Maybe the owners don't sell part of it; they give it. You know, maybe that's they relinquish part, not the whole thing. But I'm just saying, like a percentage. Who's gonna? Cause,
if there wasn't fans, they wouldn't have a fucking penny.
Yeah. Well, now they know. I think they've just been bit. You know, like I think they put their hand on the stove thinking it was cool, and they got burnt.
They got caught, mate. They got caught with the fucking pants down. A lot of them.
You know, I saw Graham Souness was saying it's a 177-page legal document. There's no way this just came up. I mean, we were just saying this anyway, but there's like how long they've been sitting on this. They
wait till everyone's back was turned.
Yeah.
Scandalous, mate.
Yeah.
That's what people should look into. With all the shit that's going on in and around the game right now, they chose now.
Yeah.
Right?
Look, but the you know what it was? The speed and of the reaction of the fans was massive. Yeah. Because if they would have let this simmer for 1 or 2 days, think about how quickly these talks and negotiations would have moved, how quickly they would have gone forward. Like even, I mean, just a few notes I've got here. Like Woodward resigning from Man United, that was fan pressure, wasn't it? I mean, I know they're going to bullshit and say he was going anyway.
He was anyway, wasn't he?
Sorry?
He was stepping down at the end of the year anyway.
That's what they're saying. But I mean, they're saying it has nothing to do with this. But I mean, I don't agree. Bill Shankly's grandson asked for them to take the statue down at Anfield. Yeah, they're just because I mean, what they're basically saying, and Carragher was saying this as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
they're using Liverpool's history to try and benefit their pockets. You know?
But that doesn't take away from Shankly and Anfield, you know. But
the gesture of it was the club was being taken away.
What if they're like, okay,
all the fans at City and Liverpool took their flags out of the stadiums.
Yeah, I saw that. You don't take down a statue.
Look, when you need something, the statue wasn't taken down, and I don't know where that stands. But I'm just saying, like, when you need something done, you need to threaten extreme measures to
not that extreme. Because that imagine being him and doing all he did for Liverpool just for him, your fucking grandson to be like, take him down. You know. I
mean, I'm just saying I don't think it's that far-fetched.
It's a statement, that's all. It's not.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a risky statement.
It's a statement, you know.
It's too far.
Shows how much feeling what it means.
It's not too far. They did was too far. That's not too far. It's literally a statement. It wasn't. You know, it was the threat of it, wasn't it? I mean, who knows how far? If this kept going, who knows how far the fans would have gone? There was fans that showed up at United's training ground today, broke into their training ground. There was, you know, I saw pictures outside the Etihad with people with flags and stuff.
See the Chelsea
they protested at Stamford Bridge. And Liverpool fans went to Leeds, you know, when they played the other day. Like, I don't know how far they would have gone, but obviously they were willing to go.
Mesut Ozil put his dinosaur outfit on and was going up and down the Emirates.
Yeah.
You know what gets me? What I feel for, you know, Tottenham.
Who?
They covered up shoving Jose out the door.
He was the only Super League manager that was ever fired. And he was unbeaten.
I felt for him though.
Yeah.
You have to. You have.
How does he go? How does Arteta not go? You know what I mean?
How does he go? How does he go being in a semi-final, a final, almost potentially qualifying for the Champions League?
Still in contention for the Champions League. Yeah.
What Tottenham have been doing for the last 20
Maybe
plus years.
It was a deflector from the Super League.
It could have been.
Still, why though?
You know what I read? I read after he was fired, he went back into the players and told every one of them that he didn't like what was wrong with them. So I'm sure Dele Alli got an earful, and whoever else. Like, he went back in after he was fired. He stayed there for hours after and told them all what was wrong with each and every one.
I hope he did.
I've seen a little clip. Because I like him. He's a character.
I love him. Sorry.
I'm not sure he's a great coach anymore, but
I think he needs time off.
He's been exposed at Tottenham, I think. You know, with his system and with his style.
I mean, think about. Imagine what Mourinho's ideal team would be, and how destructive that team would be.
Self-destructive.
No. I'm saying his idea. No, because he's a very smart man. And
You know what I seen though when I was watching the interviews on Sky? They were trying to film him getting out of his car. He must have emptied his office, right?
Yeah, and he was getting
He's got some of his shit in the boot of his car. And as he's getting them out, the pictures of him with the Champions League.
Yeah.
And all that. And I'm thinking he's done that on purpose.
Yeah, right.
He must have done it on purpose.
Yeah.
Let's get them out and just pass them to each other.
Yeah.
When the cameras are on. I thought it was brilliant.
Like, why wouldn't they be covered up and,
wrapped up?
I'm gonna make a call here. Actually, he takes over Arsenal next season.
No, he doesn't go lower than Tottenham.
There's been talk of Celtic.
That's low. Celtic.
When you think about it,
that's a step back.
When you think about it, I don't honestly believe he's going to stay Premier League.
I think he will. I
really don't.
Unless it's someone big.
I think 2 consecutive what is looked upon as failures. I think his pride will be hurt a little bit. I think he'll go in a different league. Look, he could end up at fucking Juve, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, maybe I'm thinking inside the box here, but Arteta can't.
But they seem to be sticking by him, which, in a way, I think is good.
Well, because
we've always said he should give managers a chance, give them time.
I think it's I just think it's recognizable that it's the players at Arsenal, it's not the management.
Well, of course, yeah, but they need leadership, mate.
Aubameyang,
look, you've got to deal with things like that.
Yeah, who do you?
He's leaving them out, so
yeah,
it shows he's strong enough.
Look,
from being a top man to leaving him out.
Yeah,
he must be strong enough. I just don't. For me, I want to see more passion about him. He's got a good group of players there, he's not getting a great tune out of them.
Right.
Something not right,
Look, I think Arteta at City, I think he did wonders that would never be, you'd never be able to put numbers or results to. But him being Pep's number 2, I think, was massive, And
look, you don't walk into a job like that in your first job, do you?
Why are you giving me a weird look?
Well, we said similar about Frank Lampard.
I don't think Arteta being there really did anything.
Did you, watching City and watching the way Arteta spoke to Pep in certain situations, I think he had answers for certain things that Pep was maybe looking at in a certain light. I think he was instrumental to the success at City when he was there.
I think he was expendable at City.
Well, I mean,
I'm not. I don't think you could give that much credit.
You're
to
saying
him.
you could? No, I think you can.
I'm talking basically like.
I think he was more there to learn, mate.
Exactly. Yeah. He was an understudy.
But you
see, how Andres Villas-Boas was under Mourinho at Chelsea. It was like You know, like it's
but you think about
it's nice and all, like, but you can tell the way. I mean, you can tell the way he runs his Arsenal team. Like, yeah, you see glimpses of like
glimpses. It was a carbon copy of City when he first went. They played out from the back, tried playing that way against City.
Exactly. My point
They
exactly.
tried to play out from the back.
That's what I'm saying.
My point exactly. He should have known that you can't do that.
But I think
if he was so like instrumental to Pep, the first thing Pep's understudy, or if someone that was actually helping Pep with that City team, if they went to Arsenal, they wouldn't have done what Arteta did. They would not have let Xhaka put on his boots. You know,
what choices he got? Who else he got? Torreira when he was there.
Anyone else? He did so many things
Arteta,
wrong since he's been at Arsenal that you kind of have to question. Did you actually do much at City, or were you just there to learn?
You know how different the job is from assistant manager to manager? Yeah. Like, he took a huge leap. I'm just saying, you could see it in their body language.
That I don't think he was ready for, you know?
Yeah, probably not. Think about how quick he went from player to assistant manager to manager. That's ridiculously quick. I'm just saying, I think there was things that I think Pep really regarded Arteta as a great assistant manager. And I think when he left, we definitely lost something that I think still needs to be needs to be filled.
I mean, yeah.
Now Pep basically has two assistants.
Anyone loses their assistant because they take training sessions and obviously there for multiple years.
But I think Arteta bought into Pep's philosophy and helped.
My point exactly.
Helped him expand upon it.
Pep molded someone and was like,
yeah,
okay, this is what I. And then if Pep was too into the situation, Arteta could probably be like, yeah, you need to step back from the pitch and look at this or whatever.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But my point, expendable in Pep's world, where Pep could just pluck someone else, especially Arteta, who wasn't the best footballer. No offense to him, he was good on the ball and that, and was a decent passer. But I didn't think he was all that anyway. I think he was overhyped. But still, I'm not basing it off that. I'm basing it off what he's done as a manager. And what I've seen,
but you can't base his Arsenal managerial stint at.
No, I'm not.
You can't base his.
No. I know. And I'm still giving him time. I'm just saying this.
Look,
now
I'm saying
it's
immeasurable because you can't go back and say Arteta did this in this game and did this for this player at City. But what I'm saying is, I think he played a bigger role than you could really measure. You know.
So who comes into Spurs?
Well. Is the bigger question who leaves Spurs? I mean, I think Kane's gone.
No, as manager, I mean.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
I'm thinking I know Wolves came out and said they're a bit like. I don't think they came out and said it, but I think I saw something about Sky saying Wolves are a little nervous about
Santos.
Yeah,
Nuno Espirito Santos.
No, that's a good show, mate.
I don't think so.
Things are going pear-shaped there at Wolves.
He's not a big enough name. Arsenal still have the money to throw at someone a little bigger.
Tottenham.
Tottenham. I mean,
yeah,
Tottenham's
not going.
No. Tottenham have even more money to throw someone at someone bigger. There's more chance of Nuno going to Arsenal than there is at Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Who's sitting around right now?
Nobody.
You know, it'd be perfect.
Dortmund? No.
He said nobody.
Oh.
Who's the fellow leaving Dortmund?
Terzic. You know he was Slaven Bilic's assistant coach.
Yeah, I didn't know until I seen the game.
You know, it would be perfect. Pochettino.
But he's at PSG.
Good shout, Con.
Thank you. He should. I wish he never left. As much as I hate Tottenham.
We wiped the floor with that Super League. We've done it. It's done.
Well, to be honest, I think there'll be more that I've got pages of notes here we can talk about, but I don't think anything else gets the point across. Other than, I mean, honestly,
we've talked.
I think
about most of that though.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah, we talked about the chart. How the big six have spent nothing in comparison to everyone else.
It's TV distribution. So
is that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we were looking at a chart earlier of TV distribution percentages based on leagues, and I'll throw it up on the screen here. But basically, Let me pull it up. It just goes to show. To me, this was sort of related because we're talking about the money in football, right? And like what teams get from what teams would have got from participating in the Super League. Barca and Madrid already get 12 and 11% respectively of their of their league's TV distributions, right? They're the highest of the income percentage-wise. The Big Six in the Premier League are the most closely grouped together, meaning it's spread out the most even. And again, I'll put this on the screen for the people who are watching the video. PSG are miles ahead of the rest of the French league. But yeah, basically it's just a chart of where the money goes from the TV deals.
PSG hadn't agreed to go in, had they?
No, PSG hadn't agreed to go in because they're sitting pretty right now. They get not as much as Barca and Real, but they get 10% of their league's TV distributions. So I don't know why PSG that kind of boggles me, like why PSG didn't join, because you kind of think not winning the Champions League, or would they have just sat like mid-table in this Super League and they kind of foresaw that? Did they see it as like these teams are leaving the Champions League now? Not that they don't have a chance. I mean, they're going to be a tough tie against City when we play them in the next couple of weeks, but
yeah,
that one baffled me, PSG, because
like you just said it. Then that'll be the new league that they're not completely dominating, and they can't buy Neymar, they can't get Di Maria, they can't get.
Would they have become the big fish in the smaller pond if they stayed clear of it? I mean, who really knows? To be honest, I'm glad it's dead in the water. I know we're gonna see the repercussions play out in the next, I'd say, months from this. I mean, they've got the summer to figure it out. Do they put a transfer ban? I mean, that would be,
Well, you're saying about not hitting the fans. That's going to hit the fans as well.
I think, yeah. I mean, everything would. I'm just saying. I just want to get to the real snakes. You just want to. You want to. I don't know. I don't know how you resolve it. Maybe starting 20 points behind is look.
Yeah, right.
Look, as a City,
it seems the most reasonable.
As a City fan, I've got no problem with that. I just think.
It's not. You know what? It's not.
There's not going to be one Arsenal fan on the planet after if that happens.
It's going to be panic for some of them.
Yeah, Arsenal and Tottenham.
There'll be panic
and
stations.
Chelsea.
There'll be panic stations for most of them.
Yeah,
Chelsea are very inconsistent. If they have just one bad year that year, I'm not saying that we wouldn't.
I mean, Tuchel's only not won 2 or 3 of his 16, 17 games, right?
Hey, listen.
Tuchel's been pretty consistent. Sorry, it's not like you took a run up to that.
No, we haven't. We haven't. I'm sure we've exhausted that.
Yeah,
anyway.
Okay. Well, we can talk about when next time it comes up, but.
Well, there's been games going on, hasn't there? I mean, I did want to mention
games?
West Ham. Well, West Ham's performance at Newcastle,
Yeah.
And the City Chelsea semi-final.
Yeah.
Which was very disappointing.
And
performance-wise.
Well, look, let's go.
You obviously can't, but performance-wise, I think Chelsea deserved the win anyway.
They were the best of two
on the day. Yeah, best of two bad teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the day.
That's how we win it.
Was there? Look, there was commentary about that game about how City were hungover from the Champions League, but there was only 3 players. What's that?
There was 7 different starters.
That's what I'm saying. I think there was 8.
How can they be hungover?
That's what. And then Chelsea started, I think, 8 or 9 of the same players that they played in the Champions League. So it was it was a dumb excuse.
Maybe it came to a head, and if you've got to lose one, that was probably the best one to lose.
Yeah.
Because they're in a final in another. The Premier League's done, and then it comes down to which one are you going to forfeit, the FA Cup or the Champions League.
But look, I mean, I don't think Chelsea played well. I don't think City played even worse. To me, it was just a bad game. I mean, it was just a bad game. If either one of the teams were in the form that they were in, it would have been a complete dominance. If Chelsea were playing Chelsea could have played better, could have scored more, I think.
No, I think us and Munich are the only teams that you kind of fear.
PSG is a tough run in. They just beat Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Who you say would win the Champions League every year.
No, the Super League.
They weren't in it.
No, I'm saying if they were. And if these 12 teams won in the Champions League, they would win it every year. No, I mean, I'm only saying this because I know what it's like to watch my team get absolutely annihilated by Bayern, even if we still beat them. You know,
yeah.
I know what that's like. I know what it's like to play you, and use are literally the best two teams on the planet right now.
Look, it's going to make for the best final anyway, Leicester and Chelsea. At least it's going to be open. Nobody's got to sit back and fear the other. You know, the way the last few City games have been, where everybody packs it in and they end up passing around forever, going nowhere. You know,
yeah, like us beating you could have been the best team. Or just drawing against us, because we would have been the team that beat you. You could have still had a shitty game against someone else and still scraped a 2-0 win.
It's one less game in the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, to get that treble will be still amazing.
To get the
Champions League,
Champions League alone.
Yeah, look, if we beat PSG in the semi-final to go to our first final alone, that's, I mean, you know, this is only the second time City have been in the Champions League final. And I remember against Real Madrid the last time, and Company scored the
final?
First time being in a Champions League final.
If we get said second.
Second time in the semi-final.
You said Champions League final.
I said, look, just to get to the Champions League final, this is only the second time we've been in the Champions League semi-final.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay,
I don't know if it came out like that.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
But I remember playing Real Madrid, we lost 1-0 on aggregate from an own goal. And that was the last semi-final we're in.
What?
Yeah, 2016, I think it was.
So what about Tottenham?
That was a quarterfinal.
Quarters, wasn't it?
Tottenham
quarterfinal.
No.
Tottenham was the quarters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last eight.
What? Who did Tottenham beat after that then? Oh, Ajax.
Tottenham went to the final.
Oh, yeah. Ajax was the semi-final, wasn't it? Yeah, and Lucas scored the hat-trick.
Yeah, because then he didn't start in the final.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I know it was the quarterfinal. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, because I was like, who did Tottenham face then?
I mean, the performance was disappointing. It was like flat. You know what I mean? It was like, and there's me thinking, I've been touting the quadruple, and I really believed it was on.
Jinxed it.
I really believed it was going to happen.
I don't know if I ever
Funny
did.
enough, when you started wearing that shirt, it was when
I think the first game against Dortmund, I think we sort of hit a little bit of weird form, or they shocked us, or what. We didn't play the way City were playing. You know, and then the second leg wasn't great.
I just think eventually it's going to catch you up when you keep making that many changes, you know?
Yeah. And then to lose against Leeds between as well, like
it's ideal.
Yeah, but that was more of a dominance, mate. That game was a dominance. It didn't matter who played. It was still dominance.
Yeah.
It was still owning the game and losing in the way we did.
Which you win 8 times out of 10.
Yeah, of course, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Even if they still have 11 men on the field. You know, that performance didn't bother me as much. The Chelsea one was flat. I just seen certain players, the body language was all wrong. It's like he's got a first team and a reserve team now, and the reserve team,
and they know their place.
Even though they're playing in big competition, they know themselves.
They're fill-ins. Yeah,
in the bigger games, they're probably not gonna start. Well, so they're already sulking.
I'm going on record saying, I'm done making excuses for Sterling. He's not providing the goals that he did last season.
Finally.
Sterling was absolute dog shit, and he's asking for a new contract. He's asking for as much as De Bruyne. He's looking to negotiate himself like De Bruyne did. Sterling, seriously, I know. I mean, we've said this kind of.
We've been talking about everybody earning what they get. You need to earn.
Yeah,
it.
he looked like absolute shit.
See,
and he has. But I think he's been found out. I think now he's not scoring. Pep's not starting him. Which, I mean, fair play, because that's like if you produce, fine, you know.
But you'll find out when he picks his Champions League side.
Yeah,
You'll find out who he believes is
Sterling won't be in it.
Best 11.
Yeah,
I don't believe he will neither.
yeah.
You'll find out who's best 11. No, you can't take out Foden now.
Look how good he played against Villa as well. Did you see that?
You can't take out Foden. I believe he'll start Mara.
No, I didn't.
Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne. I think he's going to end up going with no centre forward again.
Yeah, I mean Jesus just isn't. I mean he's you know he took Jesus off against Villa when we got when Stones got sent off, didn't he? Who, by the way, misses the final on Sunday and then the next 2 games in the Premier League.
But when I look at the system and who he could leave out, I think Jesus is the obvious and go with no. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you. With no centre forward, I'm not a big fan. It seems to work for him.
That's why, that could be City's biggest downfall and has been City's downfall. Just having someone that is a striker that earns their spot in the team.
I think he should
it's
play.
Not just position.
Remember last season though when he played when we played Real Madrid and he played like a 4-4-2 with Jesus on the left of the middle four. That worked. You know, and
Against
I know
Madrid.
specifically he was targeting Carvajal, but like Jesus, I mean he's a great player. It's just not. Does Pep's system suit that number 9?
No.
Am I just making excuses for it?
Jesus needs someone next to him.
Yeah. Oh.
Same
also,
thing when he plays for Brazil.
We'll wrap this up in a second because we spent an hour on the Super League, you know, which was warranted.
Can I just talk about how shit Chelsea are and how spineless they are?
But you'll find out when you play West Ham at the weekend.
Yeah, thanks.
What a big game, yeah.
What a big game! It's not that big of a game.
West Ham,
it's not that big of a game if you go and beat fucking Brighton,
right?
Know? If you just go beat Brighton,
but West Ham,
it's not that big.
West
of a game.
Ham, I thought they gave it all away against Newcastle. The first 2 Newcastle goals were dog shit. You know, I mean, Diop's own goal and then Fabianski dropping the ball. Like, it was unlucky, you know, but it wasn't. They were goals that shouldn't have happened. Another West Ham result 3-2 though.
No, it's just the spirit of the team and the way they played though.
Yeah,
it was.
That's what puts you in the Champions League spot above Chelsea.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm looking at it. You know, I've thought in the past maybe Chelsea and Liverpool will sneak in and push them out. I'm not so sure now.
Not Liverpool.
I think it's not such a dream as it was. You know.
What do you mean? All it takes is one weekend, and then it's flipped.
West Ham beat Chelsea on Saturday. That's the Champions League spot 1.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
No, not numerically, but it is. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but even still, no.
Yeah, I think it is. I really do.
Tottenham, Liverpool,
Chelsea.
1 point behind.
Look. Chelsea still have to play City,
Tottenham
Arsenal.
play one more game, I think, though.
Sorry.
Tottenham have played one more game.
I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about Tottenham. Tottenham aren't getting in. Liverpool aren't getting in. I'm talking strictly Chelsea, West Ham. To me, that's the.
I am Liverpool, though, mate.
All right. Well, like in my fantasy world, not because just what I want, but they're not. To me, they're not strong enough. So Chelsea still have to play City, Arsenal, Leicester, Villa, right, and Fulham. But you know,
that would probably do them a favour.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
The teams that have already been relegated.
I'm just giving you my opinion, and then West Ham have to play Burnley, Everton, Brighton, West Brom, Southampton. Like West Ham have the easiest run in at the end. They do.
I mean,
Burnley,
not
Everton,
according to teams. No, and I'm not just saying this because of the bullshit that happened in the game, but it's like those games with Newcastle. And I've said this before. West Ham are just the same exact team as Chelsea, except just like a notch less, you know.
Well, that's why
I'm trying to give West Ham a compliment there with all Chelsea.
Yeah, but that's why I think
they've done
this game. That's why I think this game Saturday is ultimately going to be what decides the.
It could just be a shitty 0-0 draw, and it still goes on as what it.
Okay, if a team wins on Saturday.
Because West Ham don't actually have anything to fight for. They've already, like he's been saying for the last couple of weeks, they've proved themselves tenfold. Chelsea, like they just did against Brighton, can go secure a point and just not lose against a team, and it's going to be...
They're on the same amount of points, though.
Yeah, with more goals. But that's the thing. Chelsea rely on other teams to fuck up. They don't go out and do it themselves. If they went out and fucking beat Brighton, if they went out and put the best team against Brighton, even still being in that whole Champions League against Madrid, which I think we'll win, if we play our best, you still could have... Your shittest team could have gone out there and played their heart out and beat Brighton.
So I think Madrid will underestimate you.
Yeah, 100%.
I could see
and
it
I
too.
think 100%. And I think on paper and as a team we're better.
When you're not supposedly the best team.
Yeah, but that's not the case against West Ham. I'm telling you now, this is just my prediction. Mm-hmm. If West Ham win on Saturday, they're gonna claim that. I know numerically it doesn't yet, but they're gonna get the Champions League spot.
That's massive, though, mate.
I think
so looking forward.
The momentum
we still have that tab. We could have this.
We've got a big tab. We need to pay someone to go through all the podcast episodes.
No. But I'm talking about just me and you. We have that last one don't we? And we could just put it on. If Chelsea make it to we could put it on this game then.
Okay.
On West Ham and Chelsea.
Well, I'm not saying West Ham are going to win. I'm saying, if they win,
it's okay.
I think they're going to take that Champions League spot.
I just got to book my ideas up on me predictor, mate, because I'm never wearing this again.
Well, we've got the next one going out tomorrow, and you've already submitted, so you can't go back.
I'm not saying. I've got West Ham to win anyway.
Yeah.
And City to pummel Tottenham of the week.
You've had Chelsea losing every single game.
First silverware. And mate,
I think you had them drawing against Sheffield United one weekend, but that was it.
You seriously look at that's the first.
Brighton.
That's the.
Did you?
That's the. No, we didn't do one. We didn't do one for Brighton.
Yeah, we didn't do it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't remember doing.
We did. It was a midweek game. You literally look at Chelsea's fixture and that's where you start. And you put the other team winning 2 or 3-0.
You do what I do with Man United. And
I do it with Man United as well.
Yeah, I know, and what he probably does with Liverpool. I
was for a while, but I got wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
You can't do that. And I tell you every single time.
Well, I can because I'm winning.
You what?
I'm winning on second.
You won once.
Hey, first silverware.
I'm winning if I'm not losing.
Yeah.
First silverware Sunday, yeah.
Man City Cup.
Yeah. I mean, no manager against no Jose Mourinho.
Is that a thing?
That was one of those jokes you said I say on the podcast that are just dumb.
Yeah, you listen.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you didn't make that up?
I did just make that up.
I like that.
Okay, we'll laugh then,
No, I just thought you took it from someone, that's all.
No, I just made it up. I think Ryan Mason has taken the team.
I think Ryan Mason made it up.
No,
Jose Mourinho.
All right, guys. Well, I think this won't be the end of the Super League, I don't think.
No, the Madrid. What's
Perez?
his name? Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
He literally said those words like a fucking villain. This won't be the last time you see us or something.
Yeah, and then he did the Dr. Evil pinky.
Yeah.
Just do us all a favour. Now, 3 out of the 4 semi-finalists are part of the Scumbags.
That's what I'm saying. If they kick them out, would it be PSG? I don't think they're going to do that.
And one is the biggest scumbag in their own country. So
that Seferin has accepted City and Chelsea back formally to the European
right, good.
Whatever it is, the whatever they left to get in the ESL.
Yeah.
The ECA or whatever it is. But yeah. I'm sure this won't be the last we hear of it. We'll see what happens. We'll see the punishments, and hopefully the fans can get involved in ownership, and actually follow the German model a little bit, and this won't happen again.
Have a say.
All right, guys. Well,
bye, man.
Good talking this week, and
everyone by dust.
Yeah, everyone listening, really help us out if you give us a like on the podcast platform. Go to 5pintsin.com and sign up for the email newsletter. You get all the updates of the episodes and everything like that. So, all right, guys, it's a good one.
Cheers, man.
Talk to you next week. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.